Tranio, since for the great desire I had to see fair Padua, nursery of arts, I arrived for fruitful Lombardy, the pleasant garden of great Italy, and by my father's love and leave, am armed with his goodwill and thy good company, my trusty servant well approved in all. Here let us breathe and haply institute a course of learning and ingenious studies. Pisa, renowned for brave citizens, gave me my being, and my father first, a merchant of great traffic through the world. Vincentio, come up Bentivoli. Vincentio's child brought up in Florence. It shall become to serve all who was conceived, to deck her fortune with her virtuous deeds. And therefore, Tranio, for the time I study virtue, and that part of philosophy will I apply that treats of happiness by virtue to specially be achieved. Tell me thy mind, for I have Pisa left, and am to Padua come, as he that leaves a shallow plash to plunge him in the deep, and with satiety seeks to quench his thirst.
Me perdonato, gentle mastermind. I am in all affected as yourself, glad that we thus continue this resolve to suck the sweets of sweet philosophy. Only, good master, while we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, let's be no Stoics nor no Stocks, I pray, or so devote to Aristotle's checks as Ovid be an outcast quite abjured. Well, logic with acquaintance that you have, and practice rhetoric in your common talk. Music and poesy used to cook in you, the mathematics and the metaphysics. Fall to them as you find your stomach serves you. No profit grows where is no pleasure taken. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
Gramercy's, Tranio, well dost thou advise. If beyond Dello thou wert come ashore, we could at once put ourselves in readiness and take a lodging fit to entertain such friends as time in Padua shall beget. But stay a while, what company is this?
Master, some show to welcome us to town.
Gentlemen, and pursue me no further, for I firmly am resolved. You know that is bestow my youngest daughter before I have a partner for the elder. If either of you both love Caterina, because I know you well, and love you well, leave, shall you have to court her at your pleasure.
To cart her rather, she's too rough for me. There, Hortensio, will you any wife?
I pray you, sir, is it your will to make a stale of me amongst these mates?
Mates, maid. How mean you that? No mates for you, unless you're of a gentler, milder mold.
In faith, sir, you never need to fear. I wish it is not halfway to her heart, but if it were, doubt not her care should be to comb your noddle with a three-legged stool and paint your face and use you like a fool.
From all such devils, good Lord deliver us.
Me too, good Lord.
Hush, master. Here's some good pastime toward. That wench is stark mad, a wonderful thrower.
But in the other silence do I see maid's mild behavior and sweet sobriety. Peace, Tranio.
Well said, master. Mom, gaze your fill.
Gentlemen, that I may soon make good of what I have said. Bianca, get thee in, and let it not displease thee. Good Bianca, for I will love thee, nevertheless, my girl.
A pretty Pete, it is best put finger in the eye, and she knew why.
Sister, content you in my discontent. Ma'am, to your pleasure I humbly subscribe. My books and instruments shall be my company, to look on and practice by myself.
Hark, Tranio, thou mayst hear Minerva speak, Signor Baptista. Will you be so strange? Sorry am I that her goodwill affects Bianca's grief.
Why, will you not mew her up for this fiend of hell and make a rather penance of her tongue?
Gentlemen, content ye, I am resolved. Go in, Bianca. And for I know she taketh most delight in music, instruments, and poetry. Schoolmasters will I keep them in my house, fit to instruct her youth. If you, Hortensio, or Senior Gramio, you know of any such, prefer them hither. For to cunning men I will be very kind and liberal to my own children in good bringing up. And so, farewell. Katerina, you may stay, for I have more to commune with Bianca.
What? And I trust I may go too, may I not? What, am I to be appointed hours? Be like I knew not what to take and what to leave? Huh?
You may go to the devil's dam. Your gifts are not so good. Here's none will hold you. Their love is not so great, Hortensio. We may blow our nails together and fast it fairly out, our cakes dough on both sides. Farewell. Yet for the love I bear my sweet Bianca, if I can by any means lay a fit man to teach her wherein she delights, I will wish it to her mother.
So will I, Senor Gremio, but a word, I pray. Though the nature of our quarrel never broke to parley, know now, upon advice it toucheth us both, that we may yet again have access to our fair mistress, and be happy rivals in Bianca's love. To labor in effect, one thing especially.
What's that, I pray?
Marry, sir, to get a husband for her sister.
A husband, a devil.
I say a husband.
And I say, a devil, thinkest thou, Hortensio, though her mother be very rich, any man would be so very a fool to be married to hell.
Tush, Gremio. Though it passed her patience and mine to endure her loud alarms, why, there be good fellows in the world, and a man to blight in them would take her with all faults, and money enough.
I cannot tell, but if I had as lief, take her dowry with this condition, to be whipped to the high cross every morning.
Faith, as you say, there's small choice in rotten apples. But come, since this bar-in-law makes us friends, let it be so far forth friendly maintained, all by helping Baptista's eldest daughter to a husband. We set her youngest free for a husband, and have to a fresh, sweet Bianca. Happy man be her dole, she that runs fastest gets the rein. How say you, Signor Gremio?
I am agreed. And what I've given to the best horse in Padua to be in his wooing to thoroughly woo her, wed her, bed her, and rid the house of her. Come on.
And pray, sir, is it possible that love should of a sudden take such hold?
Oh, Tranio, till I found it to be true, I never thought it possible or likely. But see, while idly I stood looking on, I found the effect of love and idleness. And do in plainness confess to thee that art as secret and as dear to me as Anna to the Queen of Carthage was. Tranio, I burn, I pine, I perish. Tranio, if I achieve not this young modest maid. Counsel me, Tranio, for I know thou canst. Assist me, Tranio, for I know thou wilt.
Master, it is no time to chide you now. Affection is not rated from the heart. If love have touched you, naught remains but so. Redime te captum quam queas minimo.
Gramercy's, lad, go forward. This content will comfort for thy counsel's sound.
Master, you looked so longly on the maid, perhaps you marked not what's the pith of all.
Oh yes, I saw sweet beauty in her face, such as the daughter of Agenor had, that made great Jove to humble him to her hand, when with his knees he kissed the Cretan strand.
Saw you no more? Marked you not how her sister began to scold and raise up such a storm that mortal ears might hardly endure the din?
Tranio, I saw her coral lips to move, and with her breath she did perfume the air. Sacred and sweet was all I saw in her.
Nay then, 'tis time to stir her from her trance. I pray, hey, awake, sir. If you love the maid, bend thoughts and wits to achieve her. Thus it stands. Her eldest sister is so cursed and shrewd that till the mother rent her house of her, Lord, your love must love a maid at home, and therefore she has closely mewed her up, because she will not be annoyed with suitors.
Oh, Tranio, what a cruel mother she! But art thou not advised? She took some care to get her cunning schoolmasters to instruct her.
I marry my sir, and now 'tis plotted.
I have it, Tranio.
Master, for my hand, both our inventions meet and jump in one.
Tell me thine first.
You will be schoolmaster and undertake the teaching of this maid. That's your advice.
It is. May it be done.
Not possible, for who shall bear your part in Padua here and be Vincentio's child? Keep house and port, ply her books, visit her countrymen and banquet them?
Basta, content thee, for I have it full. We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we lie distinguished by our faces, or man, or master. Then it follows thus. Thou shalt be master, Tranio, in my stead. Keep house and port and servants as I should. I will some other be, some Florentine, some Neapolitan, or meaner man of Pisa. 'Tis hatched and shall be so. Tranio, at once uncase thee. Take thou my colored hat and cloak. When Biondello comes, she waits on thee, but I will charm her first to keep her tongue.
So had you need. In brief, sir, said that your pleasure is, and I am tied to be obedient. For so your father charged us at your parting. Be serviceable to my child, quoth he, although, I think 'twas in some other sense. I am content to be Lucentio, because so well I love Lucentio.
Tranio, be so because Lucentio loves. And let me be a slave to achieve that maid, whose sudden sight hath thralled my wounded eye. Here comes the road. Sirrah, where have you been?
Where have I been? Nay, how now, where are you? Master? Has my fellow Tranio stolen your clothes? Or have you stolen his, or both? Pray, what's the news?
Sirrah, come hither. 'Tis no time to jest, and therefore frame your manners to the time. Your fellow Tranio here, to save my life, puts my apparel and countenance on. Well, I put on his for my escape. For in a quarrel since I came ashore, I killed a man, and fear I was descried. Wait you on him as becomes, while I make way from hence to save my life. You understand me?
Aye, sir. Never.
Wait! And not a jot of Tranio in your mouth. Tranio is changed into Lucentio.
The better for him. Would I were so too.
So could I, girl, faith, to have the next wish after that Lucentio, indeed, had Baptista's youngest daughter, and so, not for my sake, but for your master's, I advise you, use your manner discreetly in all kinds of companies. Why, when I am alone, then I am Tranio, but in all places else, thy master Lucentio.
Tranio, let's go. One thing more rests. To make thyself one among these wooers. If thou ask me why, suppose my reasons are both good and weighty.
For Rome. For a while I take my leave, see my friends in Padua. But above all, my best and beloved friend, Hortensio, and I travel to his house. Here, Sir Rubio, knock, I say.
Knock, sir? Whom should I knock? Is there any man here who has abused your worship?
Villain, I say, knock me here soundly.
Knock you here, sir? Why, sir, what kind of man would I be should I knock you here, sir?
Villain, I say, knock me at this gate, and rap me well, or I'll knock your knave's pate.
My master is grown quarrelsome. Come here, sir, and we'll knock, and see who after comes by the worst.
Will it not be? Faith, sirrah, and you'll not knock, I'll ring. I'll see how you can so far and sing it.
Help, masters, help! My master is mad.
Now not when I bid you, sir, villain.
How now? What's the matter? My old friend Romeo? And my good friend Petruchio. How do you all at Verona?
Senor Hortensio, come you to part the fray?
Oh, alle nostra casa benvenuto, molto onorato, Signor mio Petruchio. Come here, Romeo. We will compound this quarrel.
Nay, 'tis no matter what you all allege in Latin. If this be not lawful, sir, case for me to leave his service, why, look you here, sir. He bid me knock him, and rap him well, sir. Why, sir, what kind of man would I be, should I abuse my master so? Being aught, for all I see, 32 to pick out. Whom would to God Grumio had well knocked out first. Then we would have seen who would come by the worst.
Senseless villain. Good Hortensio, I bid the rascal knock upon your gate, and could not get him from my heart to do it.
Knock at the gate? Spake you not these words plain before? Knock me here, rap me here, knock me well and knock me soundly. Come now you with knocking at the gate?
Sirrah, be gone, or talk not, I advise you.
Petruchio, shall I then come roundly to thee and wish thee to a shrewd, ill-favored wife? Thou thank me but a little for my counsel, and yet I'll promise she shall be rich. Oh, very rich, but thou art too much, my friend. I'll not wish thee to her.
Senor Hortensio, to such friends as we few words suffice, and therefore if thou know one rich enough to be Petruchio's wife, be she as foul as Florentius' love, or worse, she moves me not, or not removes at least affection's edge in me. I come to wife it wealthily in pageant, if wealthily, then happily in pageant.
Nay, he tells you flatly where his mind lies. Why, give him gold enough to marry him to a puppet, or an old trod, or an aglet baby, with ne'er a tooth in her head, but as many diseases as 52 horses. Nothing comes amiss, so money comes with all.
Petruchio, since we are stepped thus far in, I will continue that I broached in jest. I can, Petruchio, help thee to a wife, with wealth enough, and young and beauteous brought up as best becomes a gentlewoman. Her only fault, and that is false enough, is that she is intolerably cursed and shrewd and froward, so beyond all measure that, were my state far worse than it is, I would not wed her for a money of gold.
Hortensio, peace. I know it's not gold's effect. Tell me her name, and 'tis enough, for I will board her, though she chide as loud as thunder when the clouds in autumn crack.
Well, her mother's name is Baptista Minola, an affable and courteous woman, and her name is Caterina Minola, renowned in Padua for her scolding tongue.
I will not sleep, Hortensio, until I see her, and therefore let me be thus bold with you to give you over at this first encounter, unless you will accompany me thither.
I pray you, sir, let him go while this humor lasts. And she knew him as well as I did. She would think scolding would do little good upon him. Why, she may call him half a score knaves or so. It's nothing. And he'll rail in his rogue tricks. And if she stand him but a little, he will throw a figure in her face, and so disfigure her that she'll have no more eyes withal to see than a cat. You know him not, sir.
Tarry, Petruchio. I must go with thee, for in Baptista's keep my treasure is. She hath the jewel of my life in hold. Her youngest daughter, beautiful Bianca, and her withholds from me and other more suitors to her and rivals in my love. Now supposing it a thing impossible that the defects I before rehearsed, that ever Caterina will be wooed. Therefore this order hath Baptista taken. None shall have access unto Bianca till Caterina the Cursed have got a husband.
Caterina the Cursed? A title for a maid of all titles the worst.
Now shall my friend Petruchio do me grace and offer me disguised in silver robes to old Baptista as a schoolmaster? Well singing music, so that I may, by that device, have leave and leisure to make love to her, and unsuspected court her by herself.
Here's no knavery. See to beguile the old folks how the young folks put their heads together.
God save you, gentlemen. If I may be so bold, tell me, I beseech you, which is the readiest way to the house of Signor Baptista Manolo?
She that has the 2 fair daughters. Is she, you mean?
Even she, Biondella.
Hark, sir, you mean not her too?
Perhaps her and her, sir. What are you to do?
Not her to chide, sir, at any hand, I pray.
I love no chider, sir. Biondella lets away.
Well begun, Tranio!
Sir, a word ere you go. Are you a suitor to the maid you talk of? Yes or no? And if I be, sir, is it any offense?
No, without more words, you will get you hence.
I pray, sir, tell me, are not the streets as free for you as they are for me?
But so is not she.
For what reason, I beseech you?
For this reason, if you'll know that she is the choice love of Signor Gremio.
Oh, that she's the chosen of Signor Hortensio.
Softly, my masters. Do me this right. Hear me with patience. Baptista is a noble gentlewoman to whom my father is not all unknown. And were her daughter fairer than she is, she may more suitors have, and me for one. And so she shall. Lucentio shall make one, though Paris came and hoped to speed alone.
Let this gentleman talk us all.
Ma'am, I pray you, give him head. I know he'll prove a jade.
Hortensio, to what end are all these words?
Sir, let me be so bold to ask, did you not ever see Baptista's daughters?
No, sir, but I hear that he hath two. The one is famous for a scolding tongue, as the other for beauteous modesty.
And the first for me. Let her go by.
Yeah, leave that labored great Hercules and let it be more than outside these 12.
Sir, understanding this of me in sooth, the youngest daughter whom you hearken for, her mother keeps from all access of suitors, and will not promise her to any man until first the eldest be wed. The youngest is then free, and not before.
If it be so, sir, you are the man must stud us all, and me amongst the rest. And if you do this feat, break the ice, achieve the elder, and set the youngest free for our access, whose help shall be to have her will not so graceless be to be ingrate.
Sir, you say well, and well do you conceive, and since you do profess to be a suitor, you must, as we do, ratify this gentleman to whom we all rest generally beholding.
Sir, I shall not be slack. And sign whereof, please ye, you may contrive this afternoon and quaff carouses to our mistress's health, and do as adversaries do in law, strive mightily, but eat and drink as friends.
Oh, excellent motion! Fellows, let's be gone!
The motion's good indeed, and be it so. Patricia, I shall be your Benvenuta.
Of all thy suitors, here I charge thee, tell me whom thou lovest best, see thou dissemble not.
Believe me, sister, of all the men alive, I've never yet beheld that special face which I can fancy more than any other.
Minion, thou liest, is it not Hortensio?
If you object to her, sister, here I swear, I'll plead for you myself, but you shall have her.
Oh, then be like you fancy riches more, you will have Gremio to keep you fair.
Is it for her you do envy me so? Nay, then you jest. And now I will perceive that you have but jested with me all this while. I prithee, Sister Kate, untie my hands.
If that be jest, then all the rest was so.
Why, how now, Dame? Whence grows this insolence? Bianca, stand aside. Poor girl, she weeps. Apply thy needle, meddle not with her. For shame, thou hilding of a devilish spirit! Why dost thou wrong her that did never wrong thee? When did she cross thee with a bitter word?
Her silence flouts me, and I'll be revenged.
What sight! Bianca, get
What? Will you not suffer me? Nay, now I see that she is your treasure. She will have a husband. I must dance barefoot on her wedding day, and for your love to her, lead apes in hell. Talk not to me. I will sit and weep till I can find occasion of revenge.
Was ever gentleman thus grieved as I? But who comes here?
Good morrow, neighbor Baptista.
Good morning, neighbor Romeo. God save you, gentlemen.
And you too, madam. Tell me, have your daughter called Katerina fair and virtuous?
I have a daughter, sir, called Katerina.
You are too blunt to go to an orderly.
You wrong me, Sir Gremio. Give me leave. I am a gentleman of Verona, madam, that hearing of her beauty and her wit, her affability and bashful modesty, am bold to show myself a forward guest within your house, to make mine eye the witness of the report which I so oft have heard. And, for an entrance to my entertainment, I present you with a man of mine, cunning in music and the mathematics, to instruct her fully in those sciences. Accept of him, else you do me wrong. His name is Licio, born in Mantua.
You are welcome, sir, and he for your good sake, but for my daughter Katerina, this I know. She is not for your turn, no more my grief.
I see you not mean to part with her, else you like none of my company.
Mistake me not, I speak but as I find. Whence are you, sir? What may I call your name?
Petruchio is my name, Antonio's son, a man known all throughout Italy.
I know him well.
Save your tale, Petruchio, I pray. Let us that our poor petitioners speak too. But Carrie, you are marvelous forward.
Pardon me, Signor Gremio, I would fain be doing.
I doubt it not, but you will curse your wooing. Neighbor, this is a gift very grateful I am your servant. Express the like kindness myself that has been more kindly holding on to you than any other. Freely give on to you this young scholar, that hath been long studying at brains, as cunning in Greek, Latin, and the other languages as the other in music and mathematics. His name is Campio. Pray, accept his service.
1,000 thanks, Signor Gremio. Welcome, good Campio. But, gentle sir, methinks you walk with a stranger. May I be so bold to know the cause of your coming?
Pardon me. The boldness is mine own, that being a stranger in the city here, I make myself a suitor to your daughter, unto Bianca fair and virtuous. Nor is your firm resolve unknown to me in the preferment of the eldest sister. This liberty is all that I request, that I may have free access and favor as all the rest. For the education of your daughters, I present to you a small packet of Greek and Latin books, and this simple instrument. If you accept them, then their worth is great.
Lucentio is your name. Of whence, I pray?
Of Pisa, child of Vincentio.
A mighty man of Pisa. By report, I know him well. You are very welcome, sir. Take you the lute, and you the set of books. You may go see your pupils presently. Hala, within! Sirrah, lead these gentlemen to my daughters, and tell them both these are their tutors. Bid them use them well. We'll go walk a little the orchard, and then to dinner. You are all passing welcome, and so I pray you all should think yourselves.
Senor Baptista, my business asketh haste, and every day I cannot come to woo. You knew my father well, and in him me, left all of his lands and goods, which I have bettered rather than decreased. So, tell me, if I get your daughter's love, what dowry shall I have with her to wife?
After my death, I want half of my lands, and in possession 20,000 crowns.
For that dowry, I'll assure her of her widowhood, be it that she survives me, and all my lands and leases whatsoever. Let specialties therefore be drawn between us, and covenants may be kept on either hand.
Aye, when the special thing is well obtained, that is her love, for that is all in all.
Or that is nothing, for I tell you, mother, I am as peremptory as she is proud-minded. And where two raging fires meet, they do destroy the thing that feeds their fury. Such as little fire grows with little wind, but great gusts block fire and all. So I to her, and so she yields to me, for I am rough and would not much babe.
Well, mayst thou woo, and happy be thy speed, but be thou armed for some unhappy words.
I can prove, as mountains do not shake in the face of gusts.
Senior Petruchio, shall you go with us, or will I send my daughter to speak to you?
I pray you do. will attend her here, and woo her with some spirit when she comes. Say that she rail, why, then I'll tell her plain she sings as sweetly as a nightingale. Say that she frown, I'll say she looks as clear as morning roses newly washed with dew. If she deny to wed, I'll pray of the day when I shall ask the banns and when be married. But here she comes, and now Patricia will speak. Good morrow, Kate. But that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard but something hard of hearing? They call me Katerina that you're talking to.
You lie. For you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Curse. But Kate, the prettiest Kate in all of Christendom. Myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved? In good time, let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at the first, you were movable.
Or what's a movable?
A joined stool.
That was it. Come, sit on it.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, if me you mean.
Alas, Kate, I did not mean to burden thee, knowing you be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, and yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should buzz.
Well taken and like a buzzard.
O slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
I for a turtle as he takes a buzzard.
Come, wasp, in faith you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
I, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
In whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What, with my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, Kate, I am a gentleman.
That I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike again.
So may you lose your arms. If you strike me, you are no gentleman. And if no gentleman, why then no arms?
A herald, Kate. Oh, put me in thy books.
What is your crest, a coxcomb?
A combless cock, so Kate will be my head.
No cock of mine would crow to like a craven.
Come, Kate, come, you must not look so sour.
It is my fashion when I see a crab.
Why, here is no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is, there is.
Then show it me.
Had I a glass, I would.
What, you mean my face?
Well aimed of such a young one.
Now by St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis what cares.
I care not.
Nay, come, Kate. In sooth, you skate not so.
I chafe you if I tarry. Let me go.
I find you passing gentle. 'Twas told me that you were rough, and coy, and sullen, and now I find reported very lively. For thou art pleasant, gamesome, passing courteous, yet slow in speech. Thou cannot frown, thou cannot look askance, nor bite the lip as angry wenches will. Why does the world report that Kate doth limp? Slanderous world. Kate, like the hazel twig, is straight and slender and brown in hue as the hazel trees, and sweeter than the kernels. Let me see thee walk. Thou dost not halt.
Go, fool, and whom thou keepst command.
Did ever Diane so become a grove, as Kate this chamber with her princely gait? O be thou Diane, and let her be Kate, and let Kate be chaste, and Diane sportful.
Where did you study this goodly speech?
It is extempore, from my mother wit.
A witty mother, witless else her son.
Am I not wise?
Yes, keep you warm.
Marry, sweet Katerina, in thy bed. And therefore, setting all this chat aside, your father has agreed that we will be married. Your dowry agreed on. And will you, nill you, I will marry you. For I am he born to tame you, Kate, and bring you from a wild Kate to a Kate as conformable as other household Kates. Here comes thy mother, never make denial. I must and will have Katerina to my wife.
Now, Signor Petruchio, how speed you with my daughter?
How but well, madam, how but well. It were impossible I should speed amiss.
Why, how now, daughter Katerina? In your dumps?
Call you me daughter. You, now I promise you, who showed some tender motherly regard, to wish me wed to one half lunatic, a madcap ruffian and a swearing jack that speaks with oaths to face the matter out.
Mother, 'tis thus. Yourself and all the world who have talked of her have talked amiss of her. She's not froward, modest as the dove. And to conclude, we've agreed so well together that upon Sunday is the wedding day.
I'll see thee hanged on Sunday first.
Hark, Mercutio, she says she'll see thee hanged first.
Is this your speeding? Nay then, good night our part.
Quiet, you nonsense. It's impossible to believe how much she loves you. Give me thy hand, Katie. I will into Venice to buy apparel against the wedding day. Provide the feast, mother, and bid the guests. I will be sure my cataphract shall be fine.
I know not what to say, but give me your hands. God send you joy, Petruchio. 'Tis a match.
Amen, say we.
We will be witnesses.
Mother, wife, and gentlemen adieu. I will into Venice. Sunday comes apace. We'll have rings and things in fine array, and kiss me, Kate. We'll be married on Sunday.
Was ever a match popped up so suddenly?
Faith, gentlemen, now I play a merchant's part and venture madly on a desperate mart.
'Twas a commodity lay fretting by you. 'Twill bring you gain or perish on the seas.
The gain I seek is quiet in the match.
No doubt he hath got a quiet catch, but now, Baptista, to your younger daughter, this is a day we have long looked for, and I am your neighbor and was suitor first.
And I am one who loved Bianca more than words can witness or your thoughts can guess.
Youngling, thou cannot love as dear as I,
Gray beard thy love doth freeze.
but mine doth the thought. Fry, skipper, stand back, 'tis age that nourisheth.
But youth and ladies' eyes that flourisheth.
Content you, gentlemen, I will compound this strife. 'Tis deeds must win the prize, and she of both that can assure my daughter's greatest dower shall have my Bianca's love. Say, Signor Gremio, what can you assure her?
First, as you know, my house within the city is richly furnished with plate and gold, basins and ewers to lay for dainty hands, my hangings, all of Iranian tapestries. In ivory coffers I've stuffed my crowns, in cypress chests my arras counterpoints, costly apparel, tents, canopies, fine linen, Turkey cushions bossed with pearl, and pewter and brass, and all things that belong to house and housekeeping. And then, at my farm, I have 100 milk kine to the pail, 6 fat oxen standing in my stalls, and all things answerable to this portion. Myself, in struck-in years, I must confess, but if I die tomorrow, this is hers, and whilst I live, she'll be only mine.
That only came well in. Sir, listen to me. I am my father's heir and only child. If you give me your daughter to my wife, I will leave her houses 3 or 4 as good as old Signor Gremio has in Padua, besides 2,000 ducats for the land, per the year of fruitful land, all which shall be her jointure. What if I pinched you, Senor Gremio?
2,000 ducats by the year of land? My land amounts not so much in all that she shall have, besides an argosy that lies in Marisal's road. What, have I choked you with an argosy?
Gremio, 'tis known my father hath no less than 3 great argosies, besides 2 galleasses and 12 tight galleys. These will be hers, and twice as much, whatever thou offerest next.
Nay, I have offered all, and she can have no more than all I have. If you like me, she shall be me and mine.
Why then the maid is mine for all the world, by your firm promise. Gremio is outvowed.
I must confess, your offer is the best, and let your father make her the assurance. She is your own. Else, you must pardon me. If you shall die before him, where's her dower?
'Tis but a cavil. She is old, I young.
May not young die as well as old.
Well, gentlemen, I am thus resolved. On Sunday next you know my daughter Catherine is to be married. Now, on the Sunday following, shall Bianca be bride to you, if you this assurance. If not, Signor Gremio. And so I take my leave, and thank you both.
Adieu, good neighbor. Now, I fear thee not, sirrah, young gamester. Your father but a fool to give thee all in his waning age. Set foot under thy table, tut, a toy, an Italian fox is not so kind, my boy.
Vengeance on your crafty withered hide. Yet I have defaced it with a card of 10. 'Tis in my head to do my master good. I see no reason reason, but supposed Lucentio must get a father called supposed Vincentio. And 'tis a wonder. Fathers commonly do get their children, but in this case of wooing, a child shall get a sire if I fail not of my cunning.
So soon forgot the entertainment her sister Katerina welcomed you withal.
But, wrangling pedant, this is the patroness of heavenly harmony. They give me leave to have prerogative, and when in music we've spent an hour, your lecture shall have leisure for as much.
Preposterous ass! That never read so far as to know the cause why music was ordained. Was it not to refresh the mind of man after his studies or his usual pain? Then give me leave to read philosophy, and while I pause, serve in your harmony.
Sirrah, I will not bear these breaks of thine.
My gentlemen, you do me double wrong to strive for which resteth in my choice. I am no preaching scholar in the schools. I'll not be tied to hours nor appointed times, but learn my lessons as I please myself. And to cut off all strife, here sit we down. Take you your instrument, play you the whiles. His lecture will be done ere you have tuned.
You'll leave his lecture when I'm in tune.
That will never be. To your instrument. Who left me last?
Here, ma'am.
Hic ibat Simonis, hic est sedia telus, hic steterat priami regia celsassinis. Construe them. Hic ibat, as I told you before, Simois, I am Vincentio. Hic est, child unto Vincentio of Pisa. Sedia telus, disguised thus to get your love. Hic steterat, and that Vincentio that comes wooing, Priami, is my man Tranio. Regia, bearing my port. Celsassinis, that we might beguile the old pantaloon.
Madam, my instrument's in tune.
Let's hear it.
just mistrust it not, for sure Aeacides was Ajax called so from his grandfather.
I must believe my master, else I promise I wouldn't be arguing still on this doubt. But let it rest. Now, Legio, to you. Take it not unkindly. Pray that I have been pleasant with you both.
You may give us leave and walk a while. My lessons make no music in 3 parts.
Are you so formal, sir? Well, I must wait and watch with all, for but I be deceived. Our fine musician groweth amorous.
Madam, before you touch the instrument, to learn the order of my fingering, I must teach you gamut of a briefer sort, more pleasant, pithy, and effectual than have been taught by any of my trade. And there it is in writing, fairly drawn.
Why, I had passed my gamut long ago.
Yet read the gamut of Hortensio. Isn't it wonderful?
Gamut. I am the ground of all accord. A ray to plead Hortensio's passion. B me, Bianca, take him for thy lord. C faut, that loves with all affection. D sol re, 1 clef, 2 notes have I. E la me, show pity or I die. Call you this a gamut? Tut, I like it not. Old fashions please me best. I'm not so nice to change true rules for old inventions.
Mistress, your mother prays you leave your books to help your sister dress her chamber. You know tomorrow is the wedding day.
Farewell, sweet masters both. I must be gone.
Faith, mistress, I have no cause to stay.
This is the appointed day that Caterina and Petruchio should be married. And yet we hear not of our son-in-law. What will be said? What mockery will it be to want the bridegroom when the priest comes to speak the ceremonial rites of marriage? What sense is censure to this shame of ours?
No shame but mine. I must forsooth be forced to give my hand opposed against my heart unto some mad-brained Rudesby full of spleen, who wooed in haste and means to wed at leisure. I told you he was a frantic fool, hiding bitter jests in blunt behavior, and to be noted for a merry man. He'd woo 1,000, point the day of marriage, make feasts, invite friends, and proclaim the banns, yet never means to wed where he hath wooed. And now the world must point at poor Caterina and say, lo, there is mad Petruchio's wife. If it would please him, come and marry her.
Patience, good Caterina, and Baptista too. Whatever fortune stays him from his word, upon my life, Petruchio means but well. Though he be blunt, I know him passing wise. Though he be merry, yet withal he's honest.
Caterina had never seen him, though.
Go, girl! I cannot blame thee now to weep, for such an injury would vex a very saint. Much more a shrew of thy impatient humor.
Master! Master!
hear Petruchio's coming.
Is he come?
Why, no, ma'am.
What?
He is coming.
When will he be here?
When he stands where I am and sees you there.
But, sirrah, what to thine old news?
Why, Petruchio is coming in a new hat and an old jerkin, a pair of old breeches thrice turned, and a pair of boots that have been candle cases. One buckled, another laced, an old rusty sword taken from the town armory, with a broken hilt and shapeless, with 2 broken points. His horse hipped with an old mothy saddle, and stirrups of no kindred besides, possessed with the glanders and the like to mows in the chine, troubled with the lampus, infected with the fashions, full of wingles, spent with spavins, rayed with yellows, past cured the fires, stark staggered with the spoils, McNaught with the box, swayed in the back and shoulder shot, and near-legged with a half-checked bit, with a headstall of sheep's leather, which, being restrained to prevent him from stumbling, had often burst, and been repaired with knots, 1 girth, 6-time piece, and a woman's crupper of the learned, which hath had her name fairly set down in studs here and there, pieced with pack-thread.
But who comes with him?
Oh, ma'am, his lackey for all the world comparison like a horse, with a linen stock on one leg and a kiersey boot hose on the other, gartered with red and blue lists, an old hat, of 40 fancies pricked into the feather, a monster, a very monster in apparel, and not like a Christian footboy or a gentleman's lackey.
'Tis some odd humor pricks him to this fashion, yet oftentimes he goes but mean apparelled.
I am glad he comes, howsoever he comes.
Why, ma'am, he comes not.
Didst thou not say he comes?
Who? The Petruchio came?
Aye, the Petruchio came!
No, ma'am. I say, his horse comes with him on his back.
Why, that is all one.
Come, where be these gallants? Who's at home?
You are welcome, sir,
And yet I come not well.
and yet you halt not.
Not so well apparelled as I wish you were.
'Twere better I would rush in thus. But where is Kate? And how does my mother? Gentles me, methinks you frown. And wherefore gaze this goodly company? Some common or unusual prodigy?
Why, sir, you know this is your wedding day. First were we sad, hearing you would not come. Now sadder, knowing you come so unprovided. Fie, doff this habit. Shame to your estate, an eyesore to our solemn festival.
And what occasion of importune hath brought you hither so unlike yourself?
'Twere tedious to tell and harsh to hear. But where is Kate? The morning wear, since time we were at church.
See not your wife in these unreverent robes. Go to my chamber, put on clothes of mine.
Not I, believe me. Thus I'll visit.
But thus, I trust, you will not marry her.
Good sooth. And thus I'm done with words. To me she's married, not my clothes. But what a fool I am to chat with all of you, when I should bid good morrow to my lovely bride and seal the title with a kiss.
I'll after him and see the event of this.
But to her love concerneth us to add her mother's liking, which, to bring to pass, I am to get a man, whatever he may be, and skills not much, will fit him to our turn, and he shall be Vincentio of Pisa, and bring assurance in Padua here of greater sums than I have promised. So shall you quietly enjoy your hope and marry sweet Bianca with consent.
Would but that my fellow schoolmaster doth watch Bianca's steps so narrowly. 'Twere good methinks makes to steal our marriage, which, once performed, let all the world say no. I'll keep mine own, despite of all the world.
The vantage we mean look into in this business, we'll overreach the graybeard Gremio, the narrow crying mother Manola, the amorous musician Licio, all for my master's sake, Lucentio. Senora Gremio, came you from the church?
As willingly as e'er I came from school.
And are the bride and bridegroom coming here?
A bridegroom, say you? 'Tis a groom indeed, a grumbling groom, and that the girl shall find.
Cursed her that she, why 'tis impossible.
Why, he's a devil, a very fiend.
Why, she's a devil, the devil's dam.
But she's a lamb, a dove, a very fool compared to him. I'll tell you, Sir Lucentio, when the priest should ask if Caterina should be his wife, I, by God's wounds, quoth he, and swore so loud that all amazed the priest let fall the book. And as he stooped again to take it up, the mad-brained bridegroom took him such a cuff that down fell the priest and book and priest. Now take them up, quoth he, if any list.
Pray you, what said the wench when he rose again?
Trembled and shook for why he stamped and swore, as if the car meant to cozen him. After many ceremonies done, he calls for a wine, a health, quoth he, as if he had been abroad carousing to his mates after a storm. Quaffed off the muscadel, and threw all the sops in the sexton's face, having no other reason but that his beard grew thin and hungrily he seemed to ask the sops. This done, he took the bride by the neck, and kissed her lips with such a clamorous smack, that at all the parting, the church did echo, and I, seeing this, came thence for very shame, and after me I know the rout was coming. Such a mad marriage never was before. Hark, hark, I hear the minstrels play.
Gentlemen and friends, I thank you for your pains. I know you mean to dine with me today and have prepared great store of wedding cheer. But alas, my haste doth call me hence, and I must take my leave.
Is it possible you will away tonight?
I must away today before night come. Make it no wonder, if you knew my business, you would entreat me rather go than stay. Dine with my mother, and drink a health to me. But I must bid you all farewell.
Let us entreat you stay till after dinner.
It may not be.
Let me entreat you.
It cannot be.
Let me entreat you.
I am content.
Are you content to stay?
I am content that you would entreat me stay. But stay I cannot, but you entreat me.
Now, if you love me, stay.
Grumio, my horse.
Aye, sir. They be ready. The horses, you've eaten the oats.
Nay then, do what thou canst. I will not go today. No, nor tomorrow, not till I please myself. The door is open, sir, there lies your way. You may be jogging whiles your boots are green. For me, I'll not go till I please myself. Just like you'll prove a jolly, surly groom that take him on at the first so roundly.
Come, Kate, prithee, be not angry.
I will be angry. What hast thou to do? Mother, be quiet. I shall stay my leisure.
Aye, merry man. Now it begins to work.
Gentlemen, forward to the bridal dinner. I see now that a woman may be made a fool if she had not the spirit to resist.
They shall go forward, Kate, at thy command. Obey the bride, you that attend on her. Enjoy the feast, revel, and domineer. But as for my bonny Kate, she must with me. I will be master of what is mine own, for she is my goods, my chattels. She is my house, my horse, my ox, my ass, my anything. And here she stands. Touch her whoever dare. I'll bring my action on the proudest steed that stops my way in Padua. Fear not, sweet ones, they shall not touch thee here. I'll buckle thee against a million.
shades, and all mad masters, and all tired ways. Was ever man so beaten? Was ever man so raved? Was ever man so weary? I be sent before to make a fire, and they are coming after to warm them. Now, were I not a little hot and soon hot, my very lips, my freeze to my teeth, my tongue to the roof of my mouth, and my heart, and my belly, ere I come by fire to thaw me. But I, with blowing fire, shall warm myself. For considering the weather, taller man than I shall take cold. Ho-ho! Curtis!
Who is it that calls so coldly?
Piece of ice, if thou doubt'st it. Why, one could slide from my shoulder to my heel, with no greater a run than from my head to my neck.
Is my master and my mistress coming from you?
Aye, Curtis, aye. Therefore, fire. Fire! Cast on no water.
Well, is she so hot a shrew as she's reported?
She was, good Curtis, for this frost. But, thou knowest, winter tames man, woman, and a beast. For it has tamed my old master, my new mistress, and myself, fellow Curtis.
Away, you 3-inch fool! I am no beast.
Am I but 3 inches? Why, that horn is a foot, and I am so long at the least. But wilt thou make a fire, or shall I report thee to our new mistress, whose cold hand, being now at hand, thou shalt soon feel for being slow in thy hot office?
Tell me, good Romeo, how goes the world?
Cold world, if thou believest it, Curtis, and therefore fire, fire! Do thy duty, and have thy duty, for our master and mistress are close at hand.
Well, there's fire ready, therefore I pray thee, the news.
Why, Jacko, boy, oh, what, as much news as wilt thou?
Come, you are so full of coney catching.
Aye, therefore fire, for I have taken extreme cold.
Well,
Where's the cook? Is supper ready? The rushes strewed, cobwebs trimmed, be the jacks fair within, Jill's fair without. House clipped, carpets laid, all things ready.
all ready, therefore I pray thee, news.
First, know this, my horse is tied. My master and mistress fallen out.
How?
Why? Out of their saddles and into the dirt. Therein lies the tale.
Let's have them.
Then thine.
Here.
There!
This is to feel a tale, not to hear a tale.
And thus 'tis called a sensible tale. And this cup at thine ear was but to impart listening. Now, I begin. Empress, we were coming down a foul hill. My master behind my mistress.
Oh, both of one horse.
What's that to thee?
Why, a horse.
Tell thou the tale. But hadst thou not crossed me, thou shouldst have heard how she fell out of her horse's saddle. Thou shouldst have heard how in miry a place, how she was bemoiled. How he beat me because her horse stumbled. How she crawled through the dirt to pluck him off me. How he swore, how I cried. How she prayed but never prayed before. How horses ran off. How I lost my crupper with many things of worthy memory. But no, now these things die in oblivion, and thou return unexperienced to thy grave.
By this reckoning, he is more shrewd than she.
Aye, and that you, the proudest of them all, shall soon learn when you return home. But what talk I of this? Call forth Nathaniel, Philip, and the rest. Let their heads be sleekly combed, their blue coats brushed, their garters of an indifferent knit. Let them curtsy with their left legs, and not presume to touch a hair upon my master's horsetail till they have kissed their hands. Are they ready?
They are.
Call them forth!
Do you hear, Ho? You are called forth to meet my master and countenance my mistress.
Why, does she have to face all her own?
Why, yes, who knows not that?
Thou, it seems, that calls men forth to countenance her.
I call them forth to credit her.
She comes to borrow nothing of them. Welcome home, Grumio.
How now, Bruno?
How now, old lad? Welcome you. How now, you? Fellow you. Thus much for greeting. Now, my spruce companions, are all things ready, and all things meet?
All things is ready. How near is our master?
E'en at hand, alighted by this, and therefore be Cox passion silence. I hear my master.
Where be these knaves? What? No man at door to hold my stirrup or take my horse? Where's Nathaniel, Gregory, Philip? Here, sir. Here, sir.
Here, sir. Here, sir.
Logger-headed, unpolished grooms. What? No attendance, no regard, no duty? And where's the foolish knave I sent before?
Here, sir, as foolish as I was before.
Peasant swain, horse and mull horse drudge. Did I not bid thee meet me in the park and bring these rascals with you?
Aye, sir. Nathaniel's coat was not fully made, and the rest were a ragged and haggardly bunch. But here they are, as they are, come to greet you.
Go and fetch supper in. Still, Kate, you beat me merry. Sound, 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 sound! Where's my Spaniard Troilius? Where are my slippers? Shall I have some water? Some water here! Come, Kate. Wash and be merry. You villain, you let it fall! Will you give thanks, Kate, or else shall I? And what's this? Mutton?
I.
Who brought it?
I.
'Tis burned, so is all the meat. What dogs are these? You would take and serve to me that love it not? They're taken to you, traitors, cups and all.
Patience, I pray you, 'twas a fault unwilling.
Oh, Kate. Collar. And expressly I am forbid to touch it. It endangers collar, it planteth anger. And since of ourselves are collared. Be patient, tomorrow it shall be mended, and this night we shall fast for company. Come, I'll bring you to thy bridal chamber.
Just ever see the light?
He kills her in her own humor.
Where is he?
In her chamber, making a contingency of he swears and rails and rates that she, poor soul, knows not which way to look, to act, to speak, and sits as if one newly risen from a dream. Wait, for he's coming here.
Thus hath politically begun my reign, and 'tis my hope to end successfully. My falcon now is sharp, passing empty. Until she stoops, she must not be full gorged, for then she never looks upon her lord. To make her come and know her keeper's call, she ate no meat today, nor none shall eat. Last night she slept not, nor tonight she shall not. I'll find about the making of the bed, and amid this hurly I intend that all is done in reverent care of her. And in conclusion she shall watch all night, and if she chances to nod, I'll rail and brawl, and with the clamor keep her still awake. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness, and thus I will curb her mad and headstrong humor. He that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak, 'tis charity to show.
She bears me fair in hand. Sir, to satisfy you in what I've said, stand by and mark the manner of his teaching.
Now, mistress, profit you in what you read.
What master rid you? First resolve me that.
I read, but I profess the art to love.
And may you prove, sir, master of that art?
Well, you, my dear, prove mistress of my heart.
Quick, proceeders, marry. Now tell me, I pray, you that dare swear at your mistress Bianca, loved known so in the world as Signor Lucentio. Oh, despiteful love, unconstant womankind, and tell me, Lucio, this is wonderful. Mistake no more, for I am not Lucio, nor a musician, as I seem to be, but one that scorned to live in this disguise. For such a one leaves a gentleman and makes a god of such a courier. No, sir, but I am called Hortensio. Senor Hortensio, often have entire affection to Bianca, and mine eyes bearing witness of her likeness. I will with you, if you be so contented, forswear Bianca and her love forever. See how they kiss in court? Signor Lucentio, here is my hand, and here I firmly vow never to woo her no more, and do forswear her as one unworthy all the former favors that I flattered her withal. And here I take the unfeigned oath never to marry with her, though she would entreat. Fie on her, see how beastly she doth court him. For me, that I may surely keep my oath, I will be married to a wealthy widow ere 3 days past, which hath as long loved me as I've loved this proud, disdainful haggard. And so farewell, Signor Lucentio. Kindness in women, not their beauteous look, show in my love. And I take my leave in resolution as I swore before. Mistress Bianca, bless you with such grace as longeth to a blessed lover's case. Nay, I have taken you napping, gentle love, and I have forsworn you with Hortensio.
Tranio, you jest. But have you both forsworn me?
Mistress, we have.
Then we are rid of Lucio.
I, Faith, shall have a lusty widow now that shall be wood and wedded in a day.
God give her joy.
I and she'll tame her.
She says so, Tranio?
Faith, mistress, she has gone unto the taming school.
The taming school. What? Is there such a place?
I, mistress, and Petruchio is the master. He that teacheth tricks 11 and 20 long to charm a shrew in her chattering tongue.
Oh, master, master, I have walked so long that I am dog weary. But at last, I have spied an ancient angel coming down the hill. Will serve the turn.
What is he, Biondello?
What of him, Tranio?
If he be credulous and trust my tale, I'll make him glad to see Vincentio, and give assurance to Baptista Manola that he is the right Vincentio. Take in your love and let me alone.
God save you, sir.
Oh, and you, sir. Travel you on, or are you at the farthest?
Well, I'm farthest for the week or two, but then I'm farther to Rome and Tripoli, if God lend me life.
Oh, a countryman, I pray.
Of Mantua.
Of Mantua, sir. And come you to Padua, careless of your life?
My life, sir? Why, I pray you, for that goes hard.
Why, 'tis death for anyone from Mantua to come to Padua, know you not the cause? Your ships are stayed at Venice, and the Duke, for private quarrel twixt your Duke and him, hath published and proclaimed it openly. You might have heard it claimed about.
Alas, sir, for it is far worse than me for so, for I have bills of money to exchange from Florence and must here deliver them.
Then this I will do, and this I will advise you. First tell me, have you ever been at Pisa?
Pisa. Yes, Pisa I have often been. Pisa renowned for its grave citizens.
Among them know you one Vincentio?
Well, I know him not, but I have heard of him, a merchant of incomparable wealth.
He is my father, sir, and in countenance, sooth to say, somewhat doth resemble you.
As much as an apple doth an oyster, and all one.
This I will do in this extremity to save your life. A favor I will do you for his sake. His name and credit shall you undertake, and at my house you will be friendly lodged. If this be courtesy, sir, accept of it.
Oh, sir, I do, and I will repute you ever the patron of my life and liberty.
Then go with me to make the matter good. In the circumstances, I will instruct you. Go with me to clothe you as becomes you.
No, no, forsooth, I dare not, for my life.
The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What, did he marry me to famish me? Beggars that come unto my mother's door upon entreaty have a present alms, if not elsewhere they meet with charity. But I, who never knew how to entreat, or never needed that I should entreat, am starved for meat, giddy for lack of sleep, with oath kept waking and with brawling fed. And that which spites me more than all these wants, he does it under name of perfect love. As who should say, if I should sleep or eat, 'twere deadly sickness or else present death. I prithee, go get me some repast, I care not what, so it be wholesome food.
What say you to a neat's foot?
'Tis passing good, I prithee, let me have it.
I fear you to collar meat. What say you to a fat tripe, finely broiled?
I like it well, but Grumio, fetch it me.
Aye, it is too colored. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
A dish that I do love to feed upon.
Aye, but the mustard is hot a little.
Why then the beef and let the mustard rest.
Nay, you shall have the mustard, else you get no beef of Grumio.
Then both or one or anything thou wilt.
Why then the mustard without the beef?
Go, get thee gone, thou false deluding slave, that feeds me with the very name of meat. Sorrow on thee and all the pack of you that triumph thus upon my misery. Go, get thee gone, I say!
How fares my king? What's reading all amort?
Mistress, what cheer?
Plug up my spirits. Look cheerfully upon me. Here, love. See how diligently I am to dress that I need myself and bring it. I am sure, sweet Kate, this kindness merits thanks. What, not a word? Nay, if thou lovest it not, my pain is sorted to no proof. Here, take away this dish.
I prithee let it stand.
Even the poorest service merits thanks, and so shall mine before you touch the meat.
I thank you, sir.
Patricia, fie. You're to blame. Come, Mistress Kate, I'll bear you company.
Eat of all Hortensio, if thou lovest me. Kate, eat apace. And now, my honey love, we will unto your father's house, and revel as bravely as the best, with silken coats, and caps, and golden rings, and ruffs, and cuffs, and fardingales and things. What, hast thou dined? The careless days thy leisure, connect thy body with this ruffling treasure. Lay forth the gown.
Here is the cap your worship did speak.
What, this was molded on a porringer, a velvet dish. Fine, 'tis lewd and filthy. Away with it. Let me have a bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This doth befit the time, and gentle women wear such caps as these.
When you are gentle, you shall have one too, but not till then.
That will not be in haste.
Why, I trust I may have leave to speak, and speak I shall. I am no child, no babe. Your betters have endured me save thy mind, and if you cannot, best you stop your ears. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else concealing it my heart will break, and rather than it shall, I will be pleased even to the uttermost in words.
Thou sayest true. It's a paltry cap, a silken pot, a ball. I love thee well, and thou likest it not.
Love me or love me not, I like the cap, and it I will have, or I will have none.
And thy gown? My God, what have you done? What is this, a sleeve? 'Tis like a demi-cannon. Here, snip and nip and cut and slish and slash, like a censor in a barber shop. Go, get thee hence. I'll have none of it.
I see. She's like to have neither cap nor gown.
My master, you bid me make it orderly and well, according to the fashion of the time.
Marry, but pray you, I did not bid you mar it to the time. Go, hop you over every kennel home, and do so without my custom, sir. I will have none of it. Get thee hence!
I never saw a better fashioned gown, more quaint, more pleasing, nor more commendable. Belike you mean to make a puppet of me?
Aye, he means to make a puppet of thee.
She says, your master intends to make a puppet of her.
Oh, monstrous arrogance! Thou liest, thou thread, thou thimble, yard, half yard, 3/4, full, nail! Mine own house with a skein of thread. Thou rag! Thou quantity! Thou winter cricket, thou! Away! Thou foul animal! Raiding in my own house whilst thou livest? I tell thee, thou hast marred her gown.
Your worship is deceived. The gown is made just as you gave direction. You gave order how it should be done.
God, a mercy, grew me up. Then he shall have no odds.
In short, the gown is not for me.
You are in the right, sir. It is for my mistress.
Go, take it up unto thy master's use.
Villain. Take up my mistress' gown, my master's use.
And what's your conceit in that?
Conceit, sir, is deeper than you know. Take up my mistress' gown, my master's use. Oh. Pa, pa, pa.
And now, Kate, we will run to your mother's, even these honest need happiness. Let's see. Tis now some 7 o'clock, and it will be dinner ere we arrive.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2, and 'twill be supper time ere you come there.
It shall be 7 ere I go to horse. Look, what I say, or do, or think to do, you are still crossing me. Let it alone. It shall be 7 ere I go to horse, and when I go, it shall be what time I say it is.
Why, so this gallant will command the sun.
Sir, this is the house. Please it you that I call.
Aye, sir, but what else? But I be deceived. Signor Baptista may remember me, for some 20 years ago in Genoa we were lodgers of the Pegasus.
'Tis well. In any case, hold it thou with the austerity as longeth to a father.
I warrant you. Oh, well, here comes your girl. To richly schooled.
Fear you not her. Sir Biandello. Now, do your duty thoroughly, I advise you. Imagine 'twere the right Vincentio.
Tut! Fear not me!
But hast thou done thy errand, Baptista?
I told her that your father was in Venice, and that you looked for him this day in Padua.
Thou art a tall fellow. Hold thee that to drink. Here comes Baptista. Set your countenance, sir. Senor Baptista, you are happily met. Sir, this is the gentlewoman I told you of. I pray you stand good father to me now. Give me Bianca to my patrimony.
Soft, sir. Ma'am, by your leave, I come to Padua to gather in some debts, for my child Lucentio has acquainted me with some weighty cause of love between your daughter and herself, and that for the good report I hear of you, and the love she shared for your daughter, and she to her, stayed not too long, I am content in good father's care to have her matched, and if you please to like no worse than I, upon some agreement, me shall you find ready and willing to have her so bestowed. For curious I cannot be with you, Signor Baptista, of whom I hear so well. Sir, pardon me what I have to say. Your plainness and your shortness please me well. Right true it is, your child Lucentio here doth love my daughter, and she loveth her, or both assemble deeply in their affections. And therefore, if you say no more than this, that like a father you will deal with her and pass my daughter a sufficient dower. The match is made and all is done. Your child shall have my daughter with consent.
I thank you, ma'am. Now, where shall we be affied as with either part's agreement stand?
Not in my house, Lucentio, for you know, pitchers have ears and I have many servants. Besides, old Gremio is hearkening still, and happily we might be interrupted.
Then, at my lodging, and it like you, there doth my father lie. We'll pass the matter privately and well. Only with such a thin and slender warning, you were like to have a thin and slender pittance.
It likes me well. Bianca, hie you home and bid Bianca make her ready straight. And if you will, tell her what hath happened. Lucentio's father has arrived in Padua, and how she likes to be Lucentio's wife.
I pray the gods she may, with all my heart.
Dally not with the gods, but get thee gone. Signor Baptista, shall I lead the way? Welcome. One mess is like to be your cheer. Come, ma'am, we will better it in Pisa.
I follow.
Oh, what sayest thou, Biantello?
You saw my master wink and laugh upon you.
Biantello, what of that?
Faith nothing, but has left me here behind to expound the meaning or moral of his signs and tokens.
I pray thee, moralize them.
Then thus, Baptista is safe talking to a deceiving father of a deceitful child.
And what of him?
Her daughter is to be brought by you to the supper.
And then?
The old priest at St. Luke's Church is at your command at all hours.
And what of all this?
cannot tell. Except they are about a counterfeit assurance. Take you assurance of her, cum proviglio ad implementum solum. Take you the priest, clerk, and some sufficient honest witnesses. If this be not what you seek, I have nothing more to say, but bid Bianca farewell forever and a day.
Hearest thou, Biandello?
I cannot tarry. I knew a wench married in an afternoon who went to the garden for parsley to stuff a rabbit. So by you, sir, adieu, sir. My master hath appointed me to St. Luke's to bid the priest be ready to come against you. Come with your appendix.
I may and will, if she be so contented. She will be pleased. Wherefore then should I doubt? Hap what hap may, I'll roundly go about her. It shall go hard if Cambio go without her.
Good Lord, how bright and goodly shines the moon.
The moon. The sun. It is not moonlight now.
I say, it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the sun that shines so bright.
Now, by my mother's son, and that's myself, it shall be moon or sun where'er I list, ere I have journeyed to your mother's house. Come, we will fetch our horses back again.
Say, as he says, or we shall never go.
Forward, I pray, since we have come so far, and be it sun or moon or what you please, and if you please to call it a rush candle, henceforth it shall be so for me.
I say, it is the moon that shines so bright.
I know it is the moon.
Nay, then you lie, it is the blessed sun.
Then God be blessed, it is the blessed sun. But sun it is not when you say it is not, and your mind changes even as the moon. What you will have it named, even that it is. And so it shall be for Caterina.
Petruchio, go thy ways. The field is won.
And forward, forward, lest the bow should run. But soft company is coming. Good morrow, gentle mistress. Where away? Tell me, Cain, tell me truly, too. Hast thou ever beheld a fresher gentlewoman? Such warm, white, and red within her cheeks. Sweet Cain, embrace her for her beauty's sake.
That'll make the man mad to make a woman of him.
Young, budding virgin, fair and fresh and sweet, whither away, or where is thy abode? Happier the parents of so fair a child, happier the man whom favorable stars allot him for his lovely bedfellow.
Why, how now, Cain? I hope you're not mad. This is a man. Old, wrinkled, faded, withered. Not a virgin as you say he is.
Pardon for my mistaking eyes have been so bedazzled with the sun that everything I look on seemeth green. I now perceive thou art a reverend father. Pardon my mad mistaking.
Do, good old grandsire. And withal make known which way thou travels. If along with us, we shall be welcome of thy company.
Fair sir, and you, my merry mistress, that with your strange encounter much amazed me. My name is called Vincentio, my dwelling Pisa, and bound I am to Padua, there to find a lost child of mine, for long I had not seen.
And what is their name?
Lucentio, gentle sir.
Happier for us and the happier for thy child. And now, by law as well as reverend age, I hereby entitle you my loving father, the sister to my wife, this gentlewoman, thy child hath married. Come, let me embrace little Vincentio.
But is it true, or else is it to your pleasure, like pleasant travelers, to break the jest upon the company you overtake?
I do assure thee, father, so it is.
Come, go along with us. We will see your child presently.
heart. Half to my widow, and if she be froward, then hast thou taught Hortensio to be untoward.
Pardon, sweet father.
Lives my sweet child.
Dear mother.
How has thou offended? Where is Lucentio?
This is Lucentio. Be right, child, unto the right, Lucentio, that have thy marriage made thy daughter mine, while counterfeit supposes bleared thine eye.
Here's packing with a witness to deceive us all.
Where is that damned villain Tranio who faced and braved me in this manner, so?
Why, tell me, is this not my cameo?
Cameo is changed into Lucentio.
Love brought these miracles. Bianca's love made me exchange my place with Tranio, while he did bear my countenance in the town. And I have arrived at the last unto the wished haven of my bliss. What Tranio did, myself enforced him to, then pardon his sweet father for my sake.
I'll slit the villain's nose that would have sent me to the jail.
Why, do you hear, sir? Have you married my daughter without asking my goodwill?
Fear not, Baptista. We will contend you. Go to, but I will aim to be revenged for this villainy.
And I, to sound the depth of this knavery.
Look not pale, Bianca. Thy mother will not frown.
My cake stove, but I'll among the rest, out of hope of all but my share, please.
Husband, let us follow to see the end of this ado.
First kiss me, Kate, we will.
What, in the midst of the street?
Art thou ashamed of me?
No, God forbid, but ashamed to kiss.
Nay, let's away. Come.
No, I shall give thee a kiss. No, pray, love, stay.
Is this not well? Come, sweet Kate. Better once than never, for never too late.
At last, our jarring notes agree, and time it is when raging war is done, to smile at scapes and perils overblown. My fair Bianca, bid my father welcome, while I with self-same kindness welcome thine. Brother Petruchio, sister Caterina, and thou, Hortensio, with thy loving widow. Feast with the best, and welcome to my house. My banquet is to close our stomachs up after our great good cheer. Please you sit down, for now we sit to chat as well as eat.
Nothing but sit and eat and eat.
Padua affords this kindness, son Petruchio.
Padua affords nothing but what is kind.
How likes Gremio these quick-witted folks?
Believe me, ma'am, they butt together well.
Head and butt! And hasty-witted body would say that head and butt were head and horn.
I, Mistress Bride, hath that awakened you?
Aye, but not frightened me. Therefore I'll sleep again.
Nay, thou shalt not. Have at you for a bit of jest or two.
Am I your bird? I need to shift my bush, and you pursue me as you draw your bow? We're all welcome.
She had prevented me. Here, Signor Tranio. This bird you shot at that you hit not. Thus a health to all that shot and missed.
Oh, sir, Lucentio slipped me like his greyhound who runs himself and catches for his master.
A good swift simile, yet something curt.
'Tis well, sir, that you hunted for yourself. 'Tis thought your deer does hold you at bay.
Oh, Tranio. Hit you now, Petruchio.
I thank thee for that gird, good Tranio.
Confess, confess. Hath he not hit you here?
It's galled me a little, I confess. But I believe its main view 10-1 outright.
Now, in good sadness, son Petruchio, I think thou hast the veriest shrew of all.
I think not. And therefore, let each one send unto his wife. And whosoever is the quickest to come to his call shall win the wager which we propose.
Content. What's the wager?
20 crowns.
20 crowns. I'd wager so much upon my hawk or my hound, or 10 times as much upon my wife.
100 then.
Content. But who shall begin?
That will I. Go, Piantello. Bid your mistress come to me.
I
Son, I'll be your half. Bianca comes.
I'll have no halves. I'll bear it all myself. Now, what news?
Sir, my mistress sends you word that she is busy and she cannot come.
She's busy, cannot come. Is that an answer?
Aye, and a kind one too. Pray God your wife does not send you a worse.
I hope not.
Sirrah Biandello, go and entreat my wife to come to me.
Entreat her, then she must needs come.
Oh, I'm afraid, sir. Do what you can. Though we all know yours will not. Where's my wife?
She says you have some goodly jest in hand. She will not come. She bids you come to her.
Worse, she will not come. Intolerable, not to be endured. Sir Grumio,
Yeah?
go to your mistress. Tell her I command her to come to me.
I know her answer.
What?
She will not.
The foul of fortune mine and their end.
Now, by my holy dame, here comes Katerina.
What is your will, sir, that you sent for me?
Where is your sister and Hortensio's wife?
They sit conferring by the parlor fire.
Away, fetch them hither straight.
Here is a wonder, if you talk of a wonder.
And so it is. I wonder what it bodes.
Nay, peace it bodes, and rule and right supremacy.
Fair befall thee, good Petruchio. The wager thou hast won, and I will add to their losses 20,000 crowns, another dowry to another daughter, for she is changed as she had never been.
Nay, I'll link the wager my own. See how she brings your froward wives, slaves to her womanly persuasion. Katerina, that cap of yours becomes you not. Off of that bauble, throw her underfoot.
Lord, let never be cause to sigh till I was brought to such a sudden pass.
Fie, what foolish duty call you this? I would your duty were as foolish too. The wisdom of your duty, fair Bianca, hath cost me 100 crowns since supper time.
The more fool you for laying on my duty.
Katerina, tell these women what duty they owe their lords and husbands.
Come, you're mocking. We will have no telling.
I say we will, and first begin with her.
She shall not.
I say she shall, and first begin with her.
Fie, fie. Unknit that threatening, unkind brow. whirlwinds shake fair buds, and in no way is meet or amiable. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty. And while it is so, none so dry or thirsty shall deign to sip or touch one drop of it. Thy husband is thy Lord, thy life, thy head, thy keeper, thy sovereign, one that cares for thee, and for thy maintenance commits his body to such painful labor, both by sea and land, to watch the night in storms, the day in cold. Whilst thou liest warm at home, secure and safe, and craves no other tribute at thy hands but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little a payment for so great a debt. Such that the subject oweth to the prince, even then a woman oweth to her husband. And when she is peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul, contending rebel, and graceless traitor to her loving Lord? I am ashamed that women are so simple, to offer war where they should kneel for peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway, when they are bound to serve, love, and obey. Why are our bodies soft and weak and smooth, unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Then veil thy stomachs, for it is no boot, and place your hands below your husband's foot, in token of which duty, if he please, my hand is ready. May it do him ease.
Why, there's a wench. Come and kiss me, Kate.
Well, go thy ways, old lad. For thou shalt have it.
'Tis a good hearing when children are toward.
But a harsh hearing when women are froward.
Come, Kate, we'll to bed. We three are married, but you two are sped. 'Twas I won the wager, though you hit the white. And being a winner, God give you good night.
Now go thy ways. Thou is tamed, a cursed shrew.
'Tis a wonder, by your leave, that she would ever be tamed